It was the very same day that our other heroes discovered their powers. This day would be etched in their memories forever, a once-in-a-billion-years event that they could never forget. It was late evening when almost everyone had gone home. Durvankar too collected his items and packed his bag and left. He was a knowledgeable bookworm who spent his nights immersed in understanding the intricacies of every device imaginable. One of his prized possessions is a one-of-a-kind book. It is filled with detailed explanations of countless gadgets and machines. This book became the source of his inspiration to create an AI program that could solve any technological problem known to humankind. He wished to use this for marketing and designing purposes. He worked relentlessly for countless hours, sometimes compromising his sleep and fed data into his AI, hoping to birth a program of unimaginable and undefeatable intellect. But destiny had a different plan. On the other side of the city, Pankaj found himself at a museum unlike any other. This was a haven for technology enthusiasts, showcasing the evolution of technology through the ages. The exhibits ranged from the earliest models of computers and gadgets to lifelike robots. Pankaj was overjoyed to be there, taking in every detail with wide-eyed wonder. In his mind, he fancied himself as an intellectual, sophisticatedly analyzing each gadget. In reality, he resembled a child on a sugar rush, as if he had just won a golden ticket to Wonka's chocolate factory. As he wandered, admiring and occasionally drooling over the artifacts and robots, his eyes caught sight of a door marked with a sign, "Authorized personnel only."
Authorized personnel, huh? I have to see what's inside. I can already picture DM and AP's disappointed faces and hear their follow the rules speech echoing in my head. But guess what? They aren't here to stop me.
And he gave in to his temptation and went in. Far from the museum, in a cozy home, Vrinda was observing a non-Newtonian fluid with great interest. She recently stumbled upon it when her team was working for an educational institute. When she first heard about the non-Newtonian fluid, she was mesmerized. She wondered how anything can change its form, how it can become a solid when applied force and turn into a slime or jelly like consistency when approached gently. She wanted to see this phenomenon by herself, so she bought a jar filled with fluid and was busy observing and playing with it. She was so busy studying this that she realized she needed a break when her stomach rumbled with hunger. She went to grab a bite in the kitchen when she noticed her aunt's mysterious shawl lying on her couch. Her aunt, always shrouded in secrecy, had certain possessions she strictly forbade Vrinda from touching, one of which was an old shawl. The reasons for these restrictions were never explained, adding to the air of mystery around her. On her birthday, which was a few days ago, her aunt gifted her a drone, and she accidentally left the shawl behind. Curiosity caught up with Vrinda, and she inspected the shawl but did not find anything and left it on her desk beside her drone. On the other part of the city, Durvankar had fed all the data in the program and was running tests. Before trying out his program, he asked his small, unmoving robot, which was always kept on his desk.
What do you think? Will it work?
According to your efforts and time given to this project, along with the data from the book which allegedly solves all problems, the chances are 45%. Even if you have fed all the data properly, we do not have any evidence on how reliable the book is.
He took a deep breath and typed in a small problem. As soon as he clicked on enter, the computer screen went blank, and just after 2 seconds, it exploded. This caused a chain reaction, and the hologram machine, which was kept nearby, also exploded. At the museum, unaware of what happened with his friend, Pankaj was secretly exploring the restricted part of the museum. He was disappointed, as he had not yet seen anything remotely cool. He was beginning to think if this was a boring and wrong decision when he heard some people coming towards him. He saw that it was a group of 3, 2 people in white coats and 1 military officer. Desperate to avoid being thrown out, he hurriedly entered a room. When he sees those people pass by, he takes a deep breath and turns around only to find a bright blue artifact glowing with an otherworldly light. Drawn by an irresistible urge, he reached out and touched it. As soon as he touches the artifact, he feels a rush of a foreign energy in his body. He feels uncomfortable by this and withdraws his hand. He decides to leave before anyone sees him. He wanted to be far away from this new and strange vibe and energy he was feeling. And so that's what he did. He left the room without turning back even once and eventually found his way to the exit of the museum. Only if he had given the artifact one last glance, he would have found that it was slowly evaporating in air. Back home, when Vrinda was fixing herself a meal, chaos broke out on her desk. Her dog, wanting to chase an insect, jumped on the desk and accidentally knocked down the drone. The drone fell into the bucket of non-Newtonian fluid, which was kept on the floor. The pup also caused the shawl to cover the bucket. Vrinda came out as she heard the commotion. When she saw the mess her dog had created, she wasn't surprised, as this wasn't the first time. She soon started cleaning when she realized that her drone was missing. She searched everywhere in her house except the bucket. As she was searching in her house, she didn't notice that the shawl was slightly glowing. Back at Durvankar's place, it looked like a mini volcano had erupted. The place had been engulfed by smoke and small fires all around. Durvankar was still lying on the ground unconscious. Few moments went by when he twitched and showed signs of movement and life. He soon groaned and coughed while getting up on his feet. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. Everything looked destroyed. His computer, hologram machine, and even his robot. He stands in one place trying to gather his thoughts. He suddenly realizes.
Oh my god, the book! Oh no!
He searches for the book. When he is looking, he finds the book below a piece of some hardware, which is now unrecognizable. He inspects the condition of the book and finds it to be unreadable. He releases a defeated sigh. He feels disappointed. He had worked so hard for this project, but he never even once imagined this is how it would turn out to be.
What was that? What is happening? Did I even see anything, or was it just some after effect of the blast?
He stands there confused and tries to recall every single second of what happened when he sees that some holographic projections were appearing on his hand. It showed everything that he was recalling at that very moment.
What is this? What is happening? How is my hand even doing this? Did the things I see were even real, or is my mind playing tricks with me? This is just too much. I'm hurt. Maybe I hit my head and now I'm hallucinating. I should sleep. Yes, that's what I will do.
With this, he went to bed, trying to erase the day from his life, unaware about the blessing in disguise. On the other side, Pankaj just entered his house and is still feeling off. He blamed that blue glowing artifact for this. He felt different. Shrugging the feeling, he notices that his neighbor changed his Wi-Fi password. So to test his amateur and evolving hacking skills, he gives it a shot. He isn't expecting anything, as his past experiences have taught him how hard cracking the password is. To his astonishment, what was once an impenetrable security system now crumbled before his touch. He was more than happy. For him, this was proof that he was learning and improving. He immediately forgot about the weird moments and went to sleep happily. As Pankaj was soundly sleeping, Vrinda was anxiously removing her drone from the fluid. She expected it to malfunction, but to her surprise, it worked just like it did before. As she operated it, she discovered that the drone could now pass through walls and turn invisible at will. She figured that the non-Newtonian fluid had not destroyed it, but instead had reconfigured its wiring, imparting it with ghost-like abilities. How? She didn't know. How it turned invisible? She didn't know. She decided to tell everything that happened to her friends tomorrow at work, and with this thought, she went to sleep. We just witnessed how a team of 5 digital marketers experienced an unusual day. Well, unusual would be an understatement, but this is where our story begins. The story of 5 individuals sharing the same passion but starkly different personalities from each other, a group of close friends but with a sense of pride, a journey to become the best digital marketing agency in the world.